Hi everyone, welcome to another interesting tutorial. I'm Yinky, and today I'll be showing you how to draft a queen hand neckline corset dress. If you are a new subscriber, you are welcome, and if you are also a returning subscriber, thanks for sticking to this channel. Here, the first thing you are going to do is to take the vertical measurement. So these are the measurements I'm going to use. The shoulder is the SH, the bust is the B, the under bust is the UB, the half length is the 1 over 2 L slash W, which is the waist also, and the end to end is the nipple to nipple. So here you take the shoulder measurement divided by 2, and the shoulder measurement divided by 2, as you can see, is 15, which gives me 7.5. I took that on the shoulder and also on the upper chest. So if you are not a beginner, you should be able to draft all these lines before you will start proceeding to input all your measurement. So here I take the vertical measurement as the bust, which is 10, the under bust, which is 13.5, and the half length, which is 16.5, and I took all the horizontal lines on those vertical measurements. So here the upper chest is just like 2 inches above the bust point, so that's why I have 8 inches for the vertical measurement of the upper chest. So here the next thing to do is to input your bust span, which is also called nipple to nipple measurement. So I input 3.5 because my nipple to nipple measurement is 7 divided by 2 gives me 3.5. So that's why I'm inputting this. So you can see 7 divided by 2 will give us 3.5 from here. So after I have done that, I'm going to input that on the half length, the under bust, and also on the bust line. So after I have done that, there I have the bust span registered input already. The next thing is to come down from the bust point by 1 inch. So then I'm going to connect with a straight ruler to that 1 inch. I won't get to the bust point. So after I've done that, I'll take half of an inch. That means I'm taking my waist, that half of an inch, both on that leg. So this bust span that I just took, now that straight line will now be representing my that leg. So after I have done that, I will take half inch, like I told you, then connect it to the 1 inch below the bust line that I just did right now. Then here I'll be taking the distance between the bust and the under bust, which is 3.5. I'll take it all around. But when I get to this part, I'm going to take 3 inches because I needed the space that is in between that, the center front space. I needed to put that. Then I'm going to use my curve ruler to connect it like this. What I'm trying to draft here is my corset. So the same distance I'm going to take round to the other side also. I'm just using this to create my cup. So I'll just connect like so. Then connect this up like so on a straight line. That's half of an inch from the center front. So after I have done that, my cup is forming already. Then here I'm going to take 7 inches, or just come up by 1 inch from your upper chest. So this is not a standard. It depends on how exposed you want your cleavage to be. So if you don't want your cleavage to show, you can still go up more by 1.5, but it shouldn't be more than 1.52 inches thereabout, so that the cup will not look funny. So after I have done that, the next thing to do is to either ways is okay, but here I'm taking, you can take another shape for your neckline. It depends on the shape of neckline. So you can see the dotted lines that I'm still doing. That's your cup. That's the perfect cup. So that is why I always say, okay, let me go to this. I'm trying to take half inch more. So here on the half length, I'm going to take another 1/4 of an inch, and also 1/4 of an inch here, in order to be able to snatch the waist. Then I took half inch on the under bust. So I added half inch on the under bust, then took 1/4 of an inch on the half length. So I'm going to connect it together to the 1 inch below the bust point. So after I have done that, this is what I have. So on the other bust now, we will be having almost 2.5 dart intake, and while on the half length we'll be having almost 2 inches dart intake. So having done that, we have the shaded lines is my dart intake, then I'll take that off. Now I will input my circumference measurement divided by 4. On the bust line, 36 divided by 4 is just input, which is 9. Then here, don't forget to add all your dart intake with the circumference measurement divided by 4. So I'll add my dart intake with the circumference measurement divided by 4. Then I connect to the bust line. So on the upper chest, the measurement on the upper chest will also be the measurement of the bust divided by 4. But I'm going to add half of an inch is for the armhole, and that is what I just did. So after I have done that, the measurement is being input already without the sewing allowance. So here I input sewing allowance of 2.5. So the reason why I go for 2.5 is I don't want any shortage. I don't want a situation whereby the allowance will not be enough. So I took shoulder slope of half of an inch. Then here the mid armhole, I took it, then come in by half of an inch and connect it to the shoulder, the armpit. Then here I will take 2.5. This is where the queen hand comes in. I will take 2.5 and connect it to the neckline. The neck width here is just 3.0. So the neck width is 3.0 that I just connected to. I didn't show you that part. I don't know how my camera just omitted that part. Then here I'll come down by 1 inch for the bust dart. Then I'll come out by 1 inch also here, so that there won't be a pointed, because I'm going to input a bust dart. Then I'm going to connect like so to 1 inch before the bust point, just to avoid the pointed edges on the bust point. Then I'm going to shade out like this. So after I have shaded out, then I'll add sewing allowance on the armhole. Sewing allowance of half inch is added on the armhole. Then here I'll add half of an inch also on the shoulder. So on the shoulder I also added half of an inch, and here I'll add half of an inch on the half length also. Then begin to cut it out. So this is the front panel. So you can see how simple and easy this is. This is the front panel. So I'm going to cut the neckline like so. I told you the width for the neckline on the shoulder line is just 3 inches. Then connected to 2.5 inches here. That's how I got the queen and neckline. And if you measure from the center front, I have 5 inches thereabout. So after I have done that, I'm going to remove this part like so. Then later, just note that the part that will be connected, so that you won't make mistake. So this is how I'm going to connect it. I have marked it, so I'm going to connect it like so. So after I have done that, the next thing is to remove the cup. So I'm going to remove the cup in this way. So first of all, remove the cup before you now remove the dart. Then after you have done that, make sure you label. So if you don't label, there can be a mix-up. That's why I said make sure you label. So I'm going to do this, remove the dart like so, and on the cup, the dart, so, and the side dart will also be removed. So the small side dart will be removed in this way. So after I have done that, I will label this last 1, 2, 3. So after I have labeled this S means the side, and the UP means the hop, and this mark means it's just to get, it's not to get things mixed up. That's the meaning of this label. The labeling must be, you are the only one that understands your labeling. Just make sure you label. And this mark is just to make sure this side matches with each other, so that there won't be a mistake, because you really must be careful while you are fixing it, when you are fixing the cup. So after I have done that, the next thing to do is, I'm done with my front panel already, and this is my front panel. And the next panel, so the same measurement, vertical measurement that we took at the front is what we are taking here. Breast point 10, half length 16 and a half, under was 13 and a half, and you come up from the bust by 8 inches. So that's the same thing I did for the back. This is the back panel. So And the next thing to do is to take the bust span, which is 3.5, just the way we took it at the front. Bust span divided by 2, which gives me 3.5. So I'll take 3.5 on the half length on the under bust, on the bust line, and as well as the upper chest. So after I've taken this on the upper chest, and we're going to take a straight ruler to mark this out. Then after we have done that, this has a lacing at the back. The lacing space for the downside is 1.5. That's what I just marked. You can connect it to the bust span and make it a V-shaped design at the back. But if you don't want to do that, you can still make it straight. Go up, or let the lacing space be your bust span, as I just dotted it out right now. So what I'm trying to let you know is that your lacing space can be two designs, or can be any design. So the neck width here is 2.5. So I made a mistake for the front part that I said 3. The neck width is 2.5. It must not be wide. Queen Anne neckline just is not always wide. And here, we took 2.5 also from the corner of the armhole. So then here you take 1 inch. 1 inch is the neck depth. So 2.5 by 1 inch is the neck depth and the neck width. So here you're going to mark 3.3 and a half. 3/4 of an inch is for the shoulder slope. So I'll just connect the shoulder slope like so. So what you did for the front is what you're going to repeat for the back. Then here I'm going to take another 1 inch. This will be my button allowance. Then I'll go inside by another 1.25. So then this is just my button allowance. You can put your button here, or you can also put your hook and high. So here the distance here is 5 and here is 2.5, just the way we did for the front. So this 2.5 distance is what I'm going to connect to the button allowance. So I want to cross check if I still have 5 here, because whatever happens to the front must be repeated for the back. So then I'm going to connect the shape. The shape will not be like so. So this is not a standard. That's why I put all those dotted lines and markings there. You can use any of them. So the one I want to use for this tutorial itself, I've not even drawn it. So from this line, I'm going to connect my V shape from this line to 1.5 that I took on the lower part, on the half length. 1.5 spacing that I took here, I'll just connect. Then here I'm going to input all my sewing allowance. So I don't need to show you that one again because I've done that at the front. So after inputting the sewing allowance, just the way we input sewing allowance at the front, there's no dart here. Because the reason why I didn't put that is because it's a kind of lacing. So you are still going to lace, you are still going to snatch with your lacing rope. So you don't need a dart. So it will still be perfect without a dart. So after I've done that, I'll connect it like so, the measurement. So the measurement is like so. After that, the next thing to do is to add the sewing allowance. So I will add the sewing allowance of 2 inches is okay here, 2 inches like so, because there are no I'm only connecting small. The panels are not like the cup panels at the front that are more than this. So the armhole cuff, I will just draw the armhole cuff like this and add sewing allowance of 1/2 inch on the shoulder, then connect like so. After I have done that, then I'll add sewing allowance of 1/2 inch on the armhole. So I'll add 1/2 inch on the armhole like so. Then this is what we have, and we are almost done with the back panel. So I'm going to shade this part because this part will be opened, and the lacing space, this will be for the rope will cut across the lacing space, as you can see. And I added sewing allowance of 1/2 inch on the waistline. So after I have done this, I now remembered that I took a side dart at the front. So I'm sorry I didn't show this because I lost the footage. So I'm going to reduce the half length by by 1 inch. The 1 inch that I took for the side dart, I will reduce it from the half length. The half length, so this is not the half length that I use. So after I've done this, after I'm done, I went ahead to reduce the half length by 1 inch. So this is where I cut the fabric out with the pattern paper. So we have almost come to the end of this tutorial, and for more tutorials, stick on to this channel, as lots of sewing tutorials and DIYs will be uploaded on this channel every week. So until I see you in my next video. So I'm going to do the sewing tutorial of the front and the back in another video. So stay tuned. Bye for now.